often do we give away our data without thinking about it too much? Book a flight, shop online, buy insurance. More and more of these transactions happen online, and larger amounts of our personal data is captured than ever before. But data protection laws haven't kept up with these technological developments. A hearing here in Parliament looked at how these laws should be updated.
Axel Voss, who organised the hearing, told me that data protection has been much debated as a fundamental right, but there has been very little debate about its economic impact. One of the main challenges highlighted is harmonisation of data protection laws in the EU, but also looking further afield, as Barbara Lennartz, Data Security Officer for Lufthansa, explained.
In every case, we have to look for a legal expert in that country to look, are we allowed to do this? Are we obliged to do this? What does data protection law in Germany say? Which law is applicable now? That is really a daily operational challenge that we have.
Ronald Zink, who works for Microsoft, stressed that the costs of non-compliance with data protection rules can be higher than those of complying.
If you wait and something goes wrong, it can cost you 3 times more to go the remedial route as to be proactive in the first place.
A study he quoted from the Ponemon Institute places the average cost of complying with data protection laws at €2.5 million per organisation. But in reality, the burden is much higher on some companies than others.
On a per employee basis, it disadvantages small companies, and I think the term is about 4 times more for a small company to comply with data protection than it is for a large company. So that's something to consider when we're looking at the revision of the directive.
So what can companies do to try to lighten the load for themselves?
And what I'm most proud of at Microsoft is a decade ago we started thinking about let's design our products and services to be privacy compliant at the beginning.
To avoid complicating already tricky laws, any revision of data protection standards will focus very much on simplification. Many companies want to be able to self-regulate. Mr. Voss is not opposed to the idea, but stressed the need for sanctions and monitoring.
If we are implementing self-regulatory systems, then we should have sanctions and we should have control.
And what about the consumer? Kostas Rosoglu from the European Consumers Association is particularly worried about the digital arena.
Who gets the data, for what purpose, how long are they going to be stored? There are a lot of uncertainties, and of course digital environment is more challenging.
He suggests that businesses play on digital illiteracy as they don't want to have to update their business models. So what will his organisation be fighting for in new data protection rules?
Transparency, information, control, awareness, and of course redress.
The European Commission closed a public consultation on data protection in January of this year. They're now working on proposals for a revision of the existing directive, which will come to Parliament for adoption. We'll be bringing you more news then. In the meantime, keep up to date on eppgroup.eu. Thanks for watching.